It's 1811 in a small Thai village, and on the floor of a fishing boat, two brothers, Chung and Ung, are born joined at the chest. But their story is no ordinary one. These brothers, bound together by something more profound than blood, would go on to challenge societal norms, embark on grand adventures, and even change the way we think about identity. Stick around, because this is a story that goes far beyond the physical connections these brothers shared. Intrigue, resilience, and a touch of the unexpected. It's all coming up next. Welcome to Asia Obscura. Please like, share, and subscribe for more obscure Asian stories. In the early 1800s, a Scottish merchant with an eye for the unusual spotted the twins while they were swimming. Can you imagine it? After some negotiations, and a generous sum of money equivalent to $500, quite a fortune at the time, the twins' mother granted permission and off they went to America. Arriving in America in 1829, Chang and Ung were about to embark on a new chapter of their lives. But the reception wasn't exactly a red carpet affair. The American audiences were taken aback, to say the least. The country was hungry for novel entertainment, and the Siamese twins became the talk of the town. Crowds flocked to see these brothers joined by a narrow strip of flesh. They weren't just a spectacle, they were a sensation. Curious about their lives in the freak show? Well, stay tuned. They were no longer just exhibits. They became savvy businessmen making a name for themselves on stage. Crowds gathered, paying 25 cents apiece to witness the extraordinary. But here's the twist. Chung and Ung weren't merely there to be gawked at. They were performers, entertainers with a wit that matched their acrobatic prowess. Imagine this, the brothers joined at the chess swatting a badminton birdie back and forth with astonishing skill. But it wasn't all glitz and glamour. The twins, once victims of exploitation, now found themselves in a different role. Now let's fast forward to a pivotal moment in the early 1830s when Chang and Ung Bunker decided to change their fate. In 1832, Chang and Ung became entrepreneurs in their own right. And guess what they did to celebrate their newfound freedom? They bought 500 cigars. That's right, cigars. The twins started walking the open roads of America. And let me tell you, those roads were far from smooth. But Chang and Ung were determined. Listen to what happens next. The next chapter of their lives started in the late 1830s when Chang and Ung Bunker found themselves in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. The reasons remain a bit elusive, but what we do know is that they bought land, became tobacco farmers, and yes, owned slaves who worked on their plantation. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Chang and Ung, despite being conjoined, were not only successful farmers but also family men. And by family, I mean wives, plural. That's right, folks, they married two sisters, Adelaide and Sarah Yates. Now, it wasn't your typical domestic arrangement. You see, the brothers built two separate houses. That's right, two. And they alternated their time between these two households. Imagine this, 3 nights with one wife, 3 nights with the other. It's a bizarre marital schedule, but hey, it worked for them. And between these two households, they managed to bring 21 children into the world. Now, that's a family dynamic that definitely raised some eyebrows. However, the sunny days and rainbows didn't last for long. Years later, we find ourselves in the tumultuous times of the Civil War. Chang and Ung, staunch supporters of the Confederacy, fervently backed the Southern cause. They even went as far as to send their own children off to war. But alas, the financial toll on the Bunker brothers was profound. The war, with all of its chaos and destruction, took a hefty chunk out of their fortune. The world they had carefully constructed began to crumble, and the path to recovery took a surprising turn. Chung and Ung, ever the resilient entrepreneurs, decided to revisit their past, the freak show circuit. It was a choice driven not by mere nostalgia but by a necessity to recover their lost fortunes. Imagine the irony, from the prosperity of the southern gentry to the showmanship of the freak show. Now let's set the stage. The year is 1874. Chang and Ng Bunker found themselves on the brink of another profound chapter in their lives. Their final ones. Chang caught a bad chill in the winter of 1874. His health spiraled downwards, and in the quiet of the night, he drew his last breath. Ng, the other half of this duo, departed a few hours later. It's a poignant moment, isn't it? Two souls forever linked, facing mortality together. And there you have it, the captivating tales of Chang and Ng Bunker. Lives woven with complexities, contradictions, and an unusual bond that defied the norms of their time. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Asia Obscura. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you have your own stories to share or topics you'd like us to explore, feel free to leave a comment. Until next time, stay curious, stay passionate, and stay tuned.